This is my first video one-handed on the GH6. Today's going to be a little bit different of a video. In this video, we will not be focusing on any sewing machines. This video is, I'm making this for me because I'm excited because I got a new toy and I'm going to show you. So if you want to see sewing machine content, this is not your video. You can pop on to the next one. This is going to be some camera content. So it's just one video and I figured I'd take this opportunity. So without any further ado, here we go. So I've been making YouTube videos on this channel for a little over 2 years. So this will be, I'm into my third year now because we've crossed over 2 years as of January. And I really am enjoying what I do. And over the time, I have taken the money that I've made off of YouTube and my business to roll back into the business to make things better. So I have upgraded my cameras as time has gone by. I started out with one of these. This is the Sony CyberShot DSC HX80. I don't know if you can see that, but it's probably not in focus. And this was the cheapest camera I could find that would do an okay picture. So I actually bought two of these because I like having multiple angles. And that was what I first started with. Between that and my phone, obviously cell phones have awesome cameras as well. So I really started off being able to do 2 different angles and sometimes even 3 angles. And that's kind of what I've stuck to as I film my sewing machine repair. You'll see me have 2 angles. I have the top-down view and then I have the side view over here. And my top-down view is a Sony ZV-1, and that one I use it because it's small, it's light, and it has a pretty good picture, and I like it. I did find that for the top-down view, I need to keep it in manual focus because if it's an autofocus, when I move my hands up or the sewing machine moves around, you'll see that around the edges, you'll see it kind of like bzz, as it's focusing. So I keep it in manual, and then it's in focus from about here down to the table, and we're good with that. And I can digitally zoom in because it's filming in 4K video, so I can digitally zoom in about 160% before you start seeing too much crappiness in the video. And then over here, this camera is my GH5. That was the first big, actually no, the ZV-1 was my first big purchase because that was expensive when I bought it. And I was doing more research. I realized, I need a camera that's easier to manual focus because I realized manual focus was the way to go. And so then I was looking at getting into a camera system. And so the system I decided to get into was Micro Four Thirds. And I knew I'd be shooting in manual focus, and the camera that stood out among the rest for ease of use, good picture quality, and cost. Remember, cost is all a calculation in all this. Was a GH5 made by Panasonic, and that camera has lasted me quite a bit, and I will continue to use it because it's an awesome camera. I even use it for doing things outside of this YouTube channel. So I have one other YouTube channel just for my local neighborhood area that I do, and I also have I record things for the high school band because my kid, I have a daughter that's in the high school band, and soon to be in a couple years we'll have 2 daughters in high school band. So I like to help them out, and when I record their performances and get them back to them, they can use that to improve, and that's what I really like to do to help them, is to help them to be the best they can be, where they can watch themselves perform. So I record a lot of their performances, which also bleeds over into some chorus performances because the chorus teacher sees me doing this and says, "Hey, can you do us too?" And yep, sure thing. So I do. And then one of the limitations that I've seen is that the GH5 has very poor low light capabilities. And when I'm in an auditorium that's really dark, and then you have bright lights on all the people that are playing instruments, my GH5, the darks look terrible and the brights look terrible. So that was something that I was looking at, hey, how do I fix that? So I've had a few, you know, I've been researching for quite a while. And as it turns out, Panasonic just came out with this thing called a GH6. So it's the GH6, must be better than the GH5, and it is. The GH5 has been out for about 5 years now, and now we have the GH6. It is noon, almost exactly noon, on Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. This was officially launched 2 hours ago. I pre-ordered it when they first released it, and I'm one of the first people to have one in the United States, so I'm pretty excited that this camera is going to allow me to do some of the things that I wanted to do for hobby and also for my profession. So this will be my what's called an A camera. So this will be my main camera here in the studio, the shop where we work. And then the GH5 will end up being a B camera. I may put the GH5 up there, but I'm still not sure about that because I like having the small camera up there, and the GH5 is kind of a big camera, as you'll see with the GH6. It's a little bit bigger, but about the same size as the GH5. The other reason why I went for the GH6 is I already have lenses. So I didn't have to actually buy a lens for this camera. I already have lenses, so that saved me some money. So this is the one that came with the GH5. This is a 12 to 35. Then we have one that I bought recently because I thought I might do some outdoor stuff. So this is a 14 to 140. And then I have an 8 to 18, which would be perfect if I mount the GH5 up above. This would work great for being up there. It also worked great for this angle here, but then I bought a really nice lens, and the one that I'm actually using right now is their 10 to 25, and it goes down to 1.7, and that's a really nice lens. It also works great for low light, which is what I use that for performances. Let's get into unboxing, because I'm excited. I have to do this without showing you the front of the box with my address on it. I bought it from Adorama, something like that. And there it is. All right, this ends the unboxing video. We pulled it out of the box and we're good to go. So see you oh, just kidding. We'll open it up. Okay, so we're back. We're about to open this. I noticed a little scrape there. So that is not where I opened it. So this box has a little scrape on it, but that's okay, because it protected the thing inside, which is what it's designed to do. Okay, I don't know what you all are allowed to see on the numbers on here, because I don't want you to register in my camera as your camera. So this gives me the contents of the box. All kinds of neat stuff in there. We're about to find out. We're about to see it all. Okay, that's not coming out. So this is like, the body's right here, and I'm so excited because people have been waiting years for this GH6 to come out, and now it's actually out, and now I get to see it. So this is the first time kind of pulling it out. This is all done right here on camera. Okay, there's the body. We're gonna set that right over here. And we're gonna see what all's in here. So there's our strap. This one, yeah, that's about very similar to the GH5 one. Not really much padding there. I've noticed the GH5 one, I've used it, and the edges here, because this is just, you know, like, what do you call that? Vinyl strapping kind of stuff. But it's a little sharp on the edges when you wear it and you let the weight of the camera on your neck. With the GH5, I always had a cage around it, so it was also heavier. But there we go. We'll go with Lumix facing the right way, and there you go. All right, camera strap, check. Okay, nice little bathtub down there, I guess, for the camera. All right, this is the little protector for HDMI cable, which I didn't know the GH5 came with that or not, but I bought my GH5 secondhand. This is the first, you know, Panasonic camera I've gotten, brand new. So you screw this into the side of the camera, and then your HDMI cable will get some support and not try to break the connection in your camera, so that's good. That's if you're going to leave the camera stationary and hooked up to a monitor. So this cable is a BNC cable. So this connects, this is for your syncing. So there's a system that I don't use, but some higher end videographers use to sync their audio to the video. And that's what this cable does right here. So that's, you know, it's a little bit more than 6 inches long and not bad. It's got a little 90-degree angle on it, so that'll keep it, it goes on the front of the camera, that'll keep it out of your way. Here's our charger cable. So this is a USB-C. The camera charges via USB-C, and you just hook it up there. You can charge the battery while your camera's going. If you have a big enough battery, big enough power supply connected to this, you can charge your battery and use the camera at the same time. This is an external battery charger. So it also connects to USB-C. So that's different. The GH5 had a plug that attached to the charger that went directly to the outlet. This one just has a USB-C, so this will go that way. And these chargers are different than the GH5. Even though the batteries are the same size and can be interchanged, the GH6 batteries are different. And from what I understand, I cannot use the GH5 charger on a GH6 battery. And the 6 batteries have more capacity, and they're a little bit different. They have a different connection. In fact, I can show you the difference right now. So here's a battery for the GH6. Very similar to GH5, except you have these connections here on the top, and these are a higher capacity. So if you compare this to the GH5 battery, so here's the GH6, here's the GH5 battery. What is this? Yeah, this is actual Panasonic battery. So you'll notice the differences there on top. So I can use this battery in my GH5 or my GH6. This one I can also use in both, but it limits, so the computer and the camera limits some of the things you can do when you use the smaller capacity battery. And then here's the actual wall wart charger. And this one, there it is. So this one says 5 volts, 1.8 amps. So this one will not charge the camera while you're using the camera. Won't charge the battery while you're using the camera because it's not big enough. Okay, I think that's it. That looks like it. You got the little bathtub there for the camera. So here's our camera. There it is. So if you've used the GH5, this is very familiar. The power switch, the record. There's also a record button on the front, which is kind of neat. That's a nice thing to have there. I have had this mounted when I do concerts for the high school band. I've had my camera mounted up above my head because I'm trying not to be in the way of some other people behind me watching. And this would have come in way handy because you're kind of searching around which button is it, and then you push the wrong button and now you're looking at ISO and, you know, other things. So that's pretty cool. Whenever you buy a camera, so this is not a review of the camera, this is not showing you all the features of the camera, this is just the unboxing, but whenever you buy a camera, you need to buy a few accessories every time. We talked about lenses, and which lens we have here? Yeah, 8-18. So we have lenses. Some of the other things you want to buy, you want to make sure you have memory card. So this one uses a slightly different memory card, actually a very different memory card than the GH5. It's capable of using the same cards, but again, like the battery, if you use the same cards, you're limited into some of the features. Now, will I hit those limitations with what I do? Maybe, maybe not. But I went ahead and got myself a new card anyway. So this is a bonus unboxing of a new card that I can't open. So we will throw this card in here. So here's your normal SD card, and then here's your CF Express B card. A little bit bigger. And this does take both of them. So on the GH5, it would have been on this side. There we go. Okay, that's tricky. A little different. So down and back. So this one goes, make sure I'm not going backwards. Okay. And then this one, you can do both of them. So this one will go like that. Okay. And other things that you always want to make sure you have. I bought a couple of extra batteries. So here we go, unboxing a couple more batteries. These are from Panasonic. These are not knockoffs. Even comes with a little baggie. It's interesting. So I really don't think I'll use it. I'm wondering if that baggie is one of those things where you send in your old battery for recycling. Eventually I'll read through some of the stuff and see. Okay, so I'm curious about the batteries. Okay, this is the one that came with the camera. So it came at 50% charge. All right, let's see the ones that I bought separately. Same thing, it could be less than 50% really. Ideally, they want to ship these between 20 and 80%. So they're all three need to be charged before you do any significant use of them. And while I'm here, one thing I like to do are number my batteries. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1 came with the camera, 2 and 3 we bought separately. So I'll go ahead and take 3, put him in the charger. Now we've got the Lumix Leica 8-18 lens. So take the lens, you line up the red dots, and then turn it up. I keep a UV filter on most of my lenses, that way it helps keep dust off the lens itself, and in case something hits the lens, it's going to hurt that first and not the actual lens. These lenses are not cheap. Okay. And now we're ready to put the battery in. Yep, we're dry. So one thing I'm noticing is when you look in here, these actually don't connect to anything. It's just these connections that actually make. Please set the language. English. Time zone. This is my first video one-handed on the GH6. First video of me. And you can see all the nastiness behind me. I didn't try to clean up my work area before doing this, but that's okay. I think this is going to work. This is handheld too, and my hand's kind of shaking because it's a little heavy. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Alright. This concludes my video of the GH6 unboxing. Tune in next time for an actual sewing machine repair video. Thanks for watching.